So I already have a Sony ZVE10, and if I'm out for a full day with my kids, my go-to is the DJI Pocket 3. But for everyday stuff, going to the pool or the library or just out for lunch with the kids, I don't always want to carry a dedicated camera, either because I don't want to carry extra stuff or because I'm afraid it'll get stolen. And that's why I picked up the Moment QuickLock filter system. The idea was to keep my setup as minimal as possible, just my phone and a filter, no extra gear, no fuss. So is the system actually worth it? Let's find out. What's up everyone, this is Elliot. If you're into tech but don't want to get lost in spec sheets and marketing hype, you're in the right place. I test out gadgets, gaming gear, and everyday tech to see what's actually worth it for real world use when I'm hopping around juggling kids and a dog. Just honest takes from a regular guy who loves this stuff. Let's jump in. Before we begin, most of us probably don't really need an ND filter. I kind of see it as a nice to have, but your iPhone probably takes pretty good video already, particularly if you know what you're doing. What the ND filter does allow you to do is to give you a better chance to get that cinematic look, nice motion blur, proper exposure, even when the light's harsh and you're shooting handheld, a lesser chance of overblown highlights and less choppy footage. And earlier this year I wanted to storytell 2025 less as a photo album and with more video. It's just a little project that I'm working on this year. But look, as a dad of young kids, I just have to be okay with not getting the perfect shot or scene. Most of the time, I'm out with the kids in the middle of the day and I don't want to fumble around with screwing on a bulky filter. Sometimes I have like 2 seconds to capture a moment before it's gone, particularly if what we're doing is a bit more mundane and I'm not planning on bringing any cameras with me. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know that compromise will need to be made in order to fit this form factor, so I'm trying to be realistic in my thinking here. So first, let's talk about the case. I wouldn't say this case would blow your mind, but it does have a clean, premium feel and feels solid and sturdy. It's nothing spectacular, but I think it looks reasonably good. It's priced at $55, but I got it for $27.50 on a moment sale. For $27.50, I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm not sure I would like it as much if I did pay $55. But I do like it. It's got some lay on the table protection, but there's an indented ridge at the bottom. It makes it easier to access the swipe up functionality on the iPhone. I don't have that on any of my other cases, so this detail is good. The camera control button is decently recessed, so no accidental presses. The buttons are metal, and the phone overall seems well protected. It's also got a lanyard strap here, which I think is really good if you're using this more like a dedicated camera. I do sometimes use my DJI strap or Peak Designs puck tucked in here. Okay, so what about the quick lock functionality itself? Instead of screwing on a filter, this system lets you just drop and lock it in. In theory, this makes using filters way more practical for on-the-go mobile video. But does it actually hold up? I have used mobile filters before. I have the 67mm Moment filter adapter, but don't really like that one because I find it makes the phone too unwieldy between shots for me. I also had the Polar Pro case for the iPhone 12, which I liked better than the Moment 67. That one did include a filter protector and I could just leave the filter on all day, but it still seemed more like a vacation tool for me when I know I'm going to be doing a lot of filming. I want something day to day, and I think for that purposes the quick lock is better. Wait till the end of this video and I can show you what I did do to make it easier to carry around the filter itself. So here's what's great about it. You just line up the filter, drop it in, and it locks in place. No more misalignment, no threading issues. Compared to a standard screw-on filter for your phone, this is way faster. I've also seen MagSafe filters. They definitely look good and useful, but I haven't tried those ones yet. But I actually sometimes put the whole phone, filter and all, in a loose pocket and leave it on for the entire day. I know most of you would probably never do that, but I do push my gear pretty hard sometimes. I do wish there was some sort of a cap for this filter. Despite doing this, I've noticed that the filter looks pristine as the day I got it, and I've had it for about a month now. I found that the filter is also super sturdy. I couldn't get my version of the filter to unlock and fall. It hung on tightly and didn't move or shift very much, even if some really intense shaking. And it never got caught on something in my pocket in a way that would make it come off. So I took this setup out for a few weeks now to see how it handled, and honestly it worked out pretty well here in Vancouver winter and spring, which is not usually bright sun, really a lot of overcast days. I haven't had the time yet to try it out for an extended period in the summer months though, which may actually be a big deal when I get to the downsides. But here's some examples I took using the ND filter in downtown Vancouver. So I don't plan on making this video overly technical, but if you have any questions or maybe want me to test certain things, I can do that and I'll give you my thoughts on it as well. But as much as I like the system, there are two big issues you do need to know about. Number one, dark spots gradient. If you push the ND filter to anything above stops 5 through 7, I got this ugly cross pattern in my footage. I noticed it the most on the ultra wide angle lens. I don't think I'm the only one that noticed it if you check out Reddit. If you only need ND filter on an overcast day, you'll be fine. You don't need to necessarily go to ND5 or more. But if you plan on cranking it up in bright sunlight, this could be a deal breaker. So I'm not sure how this would perform in a Vancouver summer or anywhere else where the sun gets a lot brighter. I'd be forced to use closer to 7, and that's when I kind of noticed the cross pattern the most. But I'm realistic about this product, and given the convenience of it, and I mostly only notice it on the ultra wide, I will still gladly use this ND filter even above 5. On a side note, I did notice that the use of my QuickLock filter results in a very small amount of vignetting on the ultra wide if you pay attention. Second, the filter blocks the rear microphone on the iPhone, which means your audio gets noticeably muffled. I think this is the case for all ND filters for the iPhone, since there is a microphone on the back near the camera module. Now there are ways to fix this, but none of them are great. The first option is to use an external mic. Sometimes I do pair my phone with a DJI Mic Mini, but honestly that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this for me being a super mobile setup. I'm realistically not a rig guy and never will be. I'm a tech dad and I can't chase my kids with a rig. If I bring a rig, I might as well just use the DJI or the Sony. The second option is to use a custom camera app that lets you manually select which mic to record from. By switching to only using the front or the bottom mic, you may be able to avoid or mitigate the muffled audio issue entirely. The downside? You lose stereo recording, and I suspect you will lose a lot of Apple's excellent built-in noise isolation. But I think this is still better than the audio you get with the ND filter blocking the mic. Now for me, it's not a huge deal because I rarely keep the audio from my B-roll in post anyway, but if you rely on in-camera sound, that could be a deal breaker. Okay, so one of the reasons I wanted a minimal setup was so I could actually carry it around and use it. I don't always want to carry a bag with me, even a small bag. So here's how I store the filter when I'm out and about. Now this is just a random card case that I got for $4 at a local Canadian drugstore. I modded it by adding foam strips inside so that on one side I can securely store my moment filter, and on the other side I put in this mini MagSafe stand that I can use at any time for filming. I protect the filter by using the microfiber cloth that came on the inside of the original moment case. I use a little MagSafe tripod as well as a little camera grip as well from time to time. But if you do this, please make sure you are measuring the case properly so that nothing inside the case, such as that mini tripod, slams and destroys the filter. I've configured it so that they don't touch each other, but you need to make sure you do the same thing. On the outside of this case, I've also put one other MagSafe ring. Sometimes I'll attach the Amaran Go MagSafe light to it if I think I might be shooting somewhere it may be needed, or if I know I'll be shooting a lot of video, I'll slap on a MagSafe SSD. And if there's nothing else, then I'll probably just put that MagSafe tripod on the outside. So is the Moment QuickLock system worth it? If your use case is similar to mine, then yes, the cross-pattern issue and muffled voice are definitely drawbacks, but the convenience of it all means that I'm actually going to use it compared to all the other things that I've tried so far. I would absolutely buy it again, and to be clear, I'm not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. But if you are looking for something with a bit more performance, something that you could use with a more sophisticated rig, then there are probably better options out there. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to go back to my easy tech dad life for now, but I'll see you in the next one.